Rachel Zegler is reportedly struggling to get hired.
I needed a job. I'm being so serious. I mean, a lot of people keep asking.
So much ground that I never thought I would be able to cover, and that people think I'm doing poorly, and other people think I'm doing gracefully, and I don't think I'm doing it at all. So when I tell you that it's hard.
People are speculating that it might be because of another reason, and studios not wanting to hire her given the fact that it might result in their movie not making a whole lot of money at the box office.
This isn't just about rumors, tweets, or viral Tycor edits anymore. It's become a full-blown legal battle.
It was an in-depth piece, like a behind-the-scenes piece, talking about how they've been in a full meltdown about this girl for a couple of years now.
According to explosive insider reports, Rachel Zegler's legal team has officially demanded the removal of the now infamous rehearsal footage. This is the same clip that allegedly shows her having a meltdown, breaking character, and throwing a prop during the final days of the Evita revival. And they're not just politely requesting its removal.
Got me thinking she is never getting another main role again because she's got this atrocity on her resume. Am I the only one who can see a world where she's auditioning for another big role for a big film and the director just looks at her and is like, yeah, this you? Worst movie of all time? Yeah, first door on your left, get the f out of here. He ruined her life.
Sources close to the situation say cease and desist letters have already been sent to media outlets, fan-run accounts, and even individual TikTok creators who reposted or commented on the footage. Some were warned, while others were reportedly threatened with legal action. Rachel's team wants the video wiped from existence, but their aggressive efforts have only added more fuel to the fire. If the footage wasn't controversial before, the attempt to erase it has set the internet ablaze. Now people are asking, why this clip? Why now? And what exactly is in it that her team is so desperate to hide?
And to everyone who hates when I win, the win victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still lined up to see her. And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
This isn't just about reputation anymore. It's about controlling the narrative, the evidence, and the version of events being told about what really happened backstage. The clip, short, blurry, and barely 30 seconds long, shows Rachel mid-performance. Tension is already thick. She's off script, her voice is raised, and then suddenly, a prop flies across the stage. Some say it was a scarf, others claim it. Erst was a binder. What's undeniable is what followed. Total silence. That silence reportedly shook the entire room, and weeks later, the entire internet. For many, that moment confirmed the whispers. Rachel had become difficult to work with, and was clashing with the director, and the Evita revival was unraveling from within.
I hope everyone stops giving Rachel Zegler just such a hard
Just
time.
young women, like, you know, she's supposed to do. You lot made a bad decision and poured millions and millions of dollars into something that, don't blame it on a 20-year-old girl. Like, it just relies. They know that just by throwing a few little things, net hates women, hates young women that do well, and so they just like, it's like a little bit of like food into the sea of piranhas, and then it's just like, get her, and that becomes the story, and it's really.
The footage spread like wildfire, shared in West End. Group chats, gossip blogs, and eventually picked up by YouTube channels and fan-made compilations. Now, Rachel's legal team is trying to reel it all back in, and their message is clear: take it down or face the consequences. So the real question is, what are they trying to hide? And why is this one brief, blurry moment of backstage chaos sparking such a legal frenzy? Let's rewind, because this clip didn't just go viral, it started a war.
If I'm going to stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess, I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed on.
It was less than 30 seconds long. No official watermark. No clear audio. No confirmed source. Just shaky, handheld footage. allegedly taken from backstage, that appeared to capture a complete breakdown in real time. But that clip, it changed everything.
It is the real beginning of my life as a young lady of America. Of America.
The footage, now at the center of a legal firestorm, begins mid-rehearsal. Rachel Zegler is on stage, in costume, performing a pivotal scene from Evita. Her energy is tense, her movements feel off. You can sense something's wrong even before it happens. Then it hits. Rachel suddenly breaks character. Her arms flail, her mouth moves, she's clearly shouting something. In one swift motion, she grabs what appears to be a script binder or rehearsal prop and throws it across the stage. The object flies out of frame. The other actors freeze. Then, silence.
But it's hard. And it's lonely. It's very lonely. I just know that if that loneliness can exist, so can other things, and I will be okay.
It's that silence that turned this moment into a cultural flashpoint. Nothing in the clip is overly dramatic. No screaming match, no slamming doors, no visible fight. It's quiet, restrained, but deeply uncomfortable. The kind of moment you only recognize if you've ever seen someone break, not for attention, but from sheer, overwhelming pressure. But this is where things started to spiral.
What an idiot I've been as a young person in this industry who has no filter and no idea what she's doing.
Within hours of leaking, the clip began circulating, not on mainstream platforms, but in private circles. WhatsApp chats, Reddit threads, industry, DMs, then fan accounts picked it up, then commentary YouTubers. And soon, even theater critics were analyzing it frame by frame. Some said the footage supported the producer's claims, that Rachel was unstable, difficult, and unpredictable. Others saw something entirely different. A setup, a provocation, a trap.
Regardless, this is not supposed to be anything other than insightful entertainment. It's what I do best. Just know that I am the most grateful person alive. But I'm also keeping it real.
And the timing, highly suspicious. The clip leaked just one day before Rachel's legal team filed a countersuit, claiming the production fostered a toxic environment and deliberately pushed her to her breaking point. Now, the very footage once seen as proof of her misconduct might actually work in her favor. Why? Because it shows no physical harm, no threats, no aggression toward anyone, just an emotional outburst. And more importantly, it raises one massive question. Who filmed it? Because if this was a closed rehearsal, no cameras should have been rolling in the first place.
I was actually, oddly enough, auditioning for a Broadway show of a very famous Broadway musical that was having a revival, and the producers and directors were ordering lunch while I was singing.
When you're there and you're trying to do your best, you've worked on this part, you spend hours and hours on end trying to get this character just down right for your big audition, and then if you have a producer or casting director sitting there and then eating the food in front of you, yeah, it can be very annoying. Personally, I've never had...
That alone, the fact that the footage was filmed during a closed rehearsal, is a serious breach of protocol. And if the video was intentionally leaked to damage Rachel's reputation just before her legal filing, her team may now have grounds for an entirely new legal claim. Not just defamation, but malicious intent. The clip that was supposed to destroy her? It's now Exhibit A in a much larger legal battle. But here's the twist. While fans continue to debate the footage online, Rachel's legal team has been quietly working behind the scenes, contacting platforms, flagging uploads, and issuing legal takedown notices to anyone who's reposted or reshared the clip. Because to them, this isn't just gossip anymore. It's a violation of rights, and the people sharing it could soon find themselves in legal crosshairs. So the real question is, who leaked the footage in the first place? Was it spontaneous? Or part of something larger? That's where things start to get darker. By the time the clip had made its rounds, from fan accounts and commentary channels to mid-tier entertainment sites, it was too late. The moment had exploded, and Rachel Zegler's image was caught in the center of the blast. Now, her legal team is striking back. Multiple sources close to the case confirm that formal cease and desist letters have already gone out, not just to major media outlets, but also to smaller fan pages, TikTok creators, and even theater-focused podcasts that reposted or discussed the clip. And these aren't empty threats. The documents reportedly cite 3 main legal grounds for the takedown. Copyright violation. The rehearsal footage is considered the intellectual property of the production. Any unauthorized recording and distribution violates standard industry. NDAs. Defamation and false light. Rachel's legal team argues that the way the footage has been framed and circulated presents a misleading narrative, one that damages her reputation and incites public backlash. Breach of confidentiality. As a principal cast member, Rachel was protected by confidentiality clauses in her contract. According to her legal team, the footage should never have been filmed, and certainly never leaked. But they're not. Just demanding takedowns. They're threatening lawsuits. At least 2 digital creators with over 100,000 followers have allegedly been warned that continued use of the footage, or even freeze-frame screenshots, could lead to damages, being sought in civil court. One anonymous account known for posting Broadway drama clips reported receiving a takedown warning from a UK-based law firm just 12 hours after uploading the clip. And here's what's raising eyebrows. Rachel's team isn't just defending her image, they're going on the offensive. Insiders say the language in these letters is anything but cautious. It's aggressive, tone-setting, and clearly meant to send a message to the entire industry. Rachel Zegler is not going to be the scapegoat. Rachel Zegler is no longer willing to be the scapegoat. One entertainment lawyer who reviewed her legal team's letter commented, "It's clear they're framing her as the victim, and the video as the weapon." But it's not just the clip that's under fire anymore. Rachel's legal team is reportedly investigating who filmed it, when it was captured, and whether any members of the crew or production leadership violated privacy laws or breached contractual agreements. Because if any of that is proven, Rachel may not just be suing to get a video removed, she could be preparing to take legal action against the very people who leaked it. While that unfolds behind closed doors, the internet is already reacting. Major accounts are deleting their videos, fan pages are pulling down clips, and Reddit threads are disappearing. There's now a growing sense that this isn't just a PR cleanup, it's a legal purge. Rachel Zegler isn't asking politely anymore. She's demanding that the narrative be wiped, legally, permanently, and with consequences. But what exactly is in the footage that has sparked this level of action? And why is her team moving so quickly, so aggressively to erase it? Let's break down what makes this clip so dangerous, and why it could be a turning point in the entire lawsuit. This is the question being asked everywhere. Not just by fans, not just by lawyers, but by people inside the industry. Who leaked the footage? And, maybe more importantly, why? Let's be clear, this video wasn't shot by an audience member. It wasn't a sneaky phone grab from the back row. It was filmed from inside the theater, during a closed private rehearsal, which means whoever captured it had access. They were either part of the cast, crew, or production staff. There's no other explanation. So how did a moment that raw, that private, possibly the most emotionally volatile moment of Rachel Zegler's entire West End experience, end up in the inboxes of TikTok drama channels, fan discords, and Broadway gossip bloggers? The theories are explosive. Some insiders believe it was leaked by a frustrated crew member, someone who had seen the tension build for weeks and wanted the public to understand what the cast had been dealing with. A kind of whistleblower move. This is what we were working with. You had no idea. Others believe it came from much higher up. There's growing speculation that someone connected to the producers quietly gave the green light. Maybe not directly, but through a strategic hands-off nod. And the timing? It's hard to ignore. The footage surfaced less than 24 hours after Rachel's legal team filed their countersuit, a claim that the Evita production created a toxic work environment and deliberately pushed her to the edge. The way Rachel Zegler's legal team sees it, this wasn't just a random leak. It was manipulative, designed to push her toward failure. Then suddenly, a clip surfaces that makes her look exactly how the producers allegedly wanted the public to see her: volatile, emotional, and unstable. Convenient. Her legal team thinks it's far more than that. They think it was calculated. According to sources familiar with Rachel's side, her lawyers are now exploring the possibility that the leak itself wasn't just unethical. It may have been part of a deliberate smear campaign. If that's proven, the fallout goes way beyond PR damage. It would suggest that someone inside the production actively tried to sabotage her case, while the legal battle was still just beginning. And there's another layer. If the clip was edited, shortened, cropped, stripped of key context, then this wasn't just a leak. It was manipulation. That opens the door to claims of defamation, breach of contract, and a whole range of serious legal violations. Because if the raw footage tells a different story, one where Rachel was provoked, mistreated, or reacting to off-camera abuse, then the version the public saw wasn't just damaging, it was deceptive. And here's the chilling part. No one is claiming ownership of the clip. No source has come forward. No outlet has confirmed they received it first. No account is taking responsibility. That means whoever leaked it is still anonymous, still protected, still hiding in the shadows of one of the West End's most chaotic productions. But if Rachel's legal team discovers who it was, everything could flip, and fast. Because the next time that footage goes viral, it might be inside a courtroom. Once the leak began spreading, Rachel Zegler's legal team didn't sit back. They moved immediately. Within 48 hours of the clip going viral, content creators began receiving notices. Some were subtle, flagged videos, muted soundtracks, and sudden takedowns with no explanation. Others were direct, cease and desist emails, formal legal warnings, and, in at least one case, a threat of civil action if the footage wasn't removed immediately. Fan pages on Instagram that reposted the clip were suddenly locked out, shadow banned, or hit with guideline violations. TikTok creators reported receiving content strikes they'd never seen before. Even Reddit threads were being scrubbed by moderators citing potential legal liability. It was clear, a full-blown takedown campaign was underway. Rachel's team wasn't just trying to contain the damage,